What is up, everyone? Good morning. I am going to make some coffee. I love to use the percolator and I add a little bit of cinnamon. And what I'm making is an iced almond latte. So I just make the fresh coffee, add in the ice to my almond milk, and while my coffee is brewing, I'm going to go ahead and get my breakfast ready, and that is going to be a mix of fruit. So I've got some fresh strawberries, and I'm just adding some blueberries, and I've got a kiwi that I will be skinning and then adding to the bowl of fresh fruit. And one thing that makes a huge difference in my bowl of fruit is adding that little spritz of lemon and a little bit of cinnamon to give it flavor. And I always add extra cinnamon in my coffee. I love cinnamon. So to cool down the coffee, I just ice it and then I mix it, and that is pretty much it for my breakfast.
Good morning, everyone. I am a little groggy this morning. I slept in, which isn't normal for me, and I've done that twice this week. I usually am up by 4:15 at the latest, pretty much every day. I go to the gym at 5, so I need to be up that early, and at this point my body's just really used to that sleeping schedule. I'm slowly easing my way back into the gym because I injured my shoulder, my right shoulder tendon. I just got a little tendonitis. I think I overworked it, or I lifted too heavy when I was at the gym. So I took some time off. I did some physical therapy, and I would say it's about 95% healed at this point, which is awesome. Oh, that's good. My physical therapist doesn't want me going back full force. She wants me back about 3 days a week. I am sleeping in a bit later for those days that I'm not going into the gym. So that's just kind of throwing off my sleep schedule. I've also just had a bunch of things on my mind this past week that has kept me from falling asleep as early as I normally do, or it has me waking up throughout the middle of the night. And so anyway, all of that is to say that this week I have been sleeping in a bit more than usual, and that includes this morning. So I'm a little bit groggy. I am just getting down to breakfast. It's about 9 a.m. and I've got some cut up fruit and my iced almond milk latte, which is a pretty typical breakfast for me. I've got strawberries, blueberries, and kiwi. I put a little sprinkle of some lemon juice and some cinnamon, and it's going to be delicious. So I'm going to have my breakfast. I'm going to get ready, pick up this house, and I'm going to bring you all along with me today for a day in my life. Day in the life of a real estate investor. I am going to check out a property that is on the market that could be something that I put an offer on. We'll see if it fits. It fits a number of my criteria. It is within walking distance of where I live, and I live in the best neighborhood in town, so the location is fantastic. It is a multifamily. It is walking distance to central downtown where all of the bars and restaurants and shops are located. So it's pretty promising in terms of location. So we will see what the condition is of the property on the outside and the inside and see what it needs, and we will go from there. Once I get that information from viewing the property, I'll probably come back here, run some numbers, and I'll show you all how I think about evaluating a potential rental investment property. And then I've got to go to my other property. What do I have to do there? I forget. There's something I have to do there. I am trying to finish the second unit up. We need the drywalling finished. Then we have to do all the interior fixes, but that should go fast once we have the drywalling done. I would say that remodeling properties during COVID has been a different challenge than I have experienced before, and that's because the good contractors, a lot of them are just busy. because many people are spending more time at home and they're wanting to update their homes. So the good contractors are pretty busy and it's hard to schedule them, or it's not hard, but they're 3-4 months out scheduling. My first drywall guy was like 5 months out, and I'm trying to find another really good drywall guy. I think I found one, but he's out on vacation. I've got a tip on another hopefully good drywall person. So my goal is to get that done within the next 3 weeks. That way we can then get in there, lay the flooring, do the paint, mount the cabinets, and get this thing ready to move in. I haven't shared, but we have decided to move into that second unit and I'm super excited. It is a 1-bedroom. It'll probably be a little bit not bigger than the first floor of this apartment. This is a 2-floor apartment. The use of space is a lot better. It's much more open concept. The layout is very clean. This is an old home. I think it was built in the early 1900s before open concept was a thing. So a lot of the rooms are very chopped up. Walls take up a lot of the space. There's no true living room here. And we are not gonna have that in our 1-bedroom. So even though we're going from a 2-bedroom to a 1-bedroom, I actually think we're gonna be a lot more comfortable in that space. Also, we're gonna have much better temperature control because we have the duo mini split HVAC systems that provide heating and cooling rather than the window units that we have here. And it's just gonna be all new. So all new flooring, all new kitchen cabinets, new half bath. It's gonna be beautiful. I'm excited. We just have to get the darn thing done. So I've got to do one more thing there. And then, I don't know, that might be it for today. I may, if it's nice out, sit outside in the patio and read and relax. I don't know, we'll see. So that is today's plan. Okay, so I am on my way down the street around the corner to check out that investment property. I'm gonna take y'all with me. It is a beautiful day today. I'm glad to be outside. It's a little bit muggy, but not too muggy, and it's also not too hot. It's been blazing saddles the last week that we've been back from Mexico. And like when you add high temperatures with high humidity, it's a whole other thing. So why don't y'all come along with me? Okay, so now we're gonna go and check out the 3rd unit and we'll see if there is a tenant present there as well. Okay, so now let's go check out the detached garage. And I also want to check out the basement. Okay, let's go to the garage. Okay, so now let's head into the basement. I did not wear the right shoes for this. I was trying to be cute. That should teach me. Oh, well, this is cool. So they cleared it out, which is nice. There's definitely water damage and fairly fresh water here. So something leaks. So that's a concern. And let's see, is there a light around here somewhere? There's a light there, but how do you turn it on? Otherwise, I don't know that it's worth. There's old knob and tube wiring in here. Yeah, it's not worth me filming in here because you can't really see. Really old boilers, and you've got water heaters here that look pretty old. All right, so the concern is water damage, or water leakage, rather, somewhere in this guy.
Okay, we are back. I have finished checking out the property. I've come back home, had some lunch, and did some other things around the house. And I wanted to wrap up with my thoughts about the next property and my next steps. I'm going to break this down in terms of the neighborhood, my thoughts on the condition, and then my thoughts on whether this seems like the right property for me to take on. In terms of the neighborhood really can't be beat. It is about a 2-minute walk away from where we are, and it is along a main street, and it's really close to downtown. It's maybe a 2 or 3-minute walk from Market Street, which is where all of the bars and the restaurants and the shops are. So it's in a really great, really convenient location, and it's right next door to a school. I don't think that that matters much for this building because all of the units are 1 bedrooms, and it's doubtable that a family would be living in them. So I don't know that the location of the school really makes a difference. Now, my thoughts on the condition of the property. It generally looked to be well cared for. The roof looked okay, the gutters looked okay, the condition of the brick looked really, really good. They maintained the lawn pretty well. So I do think that the owner has done a good job of maintaining the property overall. However, there was a pretty big red flag, and that was in the cellar. And I saw some fresh water on the floor, and it definitely smelled very musty. So there is a water issue in the basement. It seems to be coming from one of the walls, but it was behind I couldn't see the wall because there was a really big wooden cabinet, and I'll insert a picture so you can kind of see it, but I couldn't see the source of the leak. So, that could be, we did have rain this past week. I want to say we had maybe 2 or 3 rainstorms, so my guess is that it's coming from there. And when I asked the property manager who was showing the unit about that, he said he didn't know anything about it, which is a bit of a red flag for me, given that person is the property manager and is in charge of maintaining the condition of the property. So I just don't know how well maintained it actually has been. So that's the other yellowish flag. The interior of the units, they're old. It's original flooring for the most part, original cabinetry, and these are 100-year-old homes, so they're wood and they're probably really durable. I mean, they obviously have lasted this long. It's just, it looks old. Is definitely not to my taste. So if I were to purchase this property, I would let the leases expire, which they don't expire until 2022 and then 2023. I wouldn't renew the leases, and I would, once the units are vacant, rehab them, raise the rent, and bring new tenants in. My guess is each of the units would probably take about $20,000 to $25,000 per unit to fix, and that's like paint, that's flooring, adding a new HVAC system, new kitchen cabinets, new bathroom vanities, more cosmetic. So I think it wouldn't be too expensive, but it would cost some money. So those are my thoughts on the condition. Now, whether I'm going to buy this or not, I think that's a really good question. Right now, I just don't have the capital to put down for it or to pay the loan closing costs. So I would need to identify a creative way to finance, and one potential way to do that is through a cross-collateral loan where I can use the property I have now as collateral against another loan, but those tend to be pretty rare. So we will see if something like that becomes available. And then the other question I have in my mind is whether I want to take on another property when I'm still in the midst of fixing this other property, which I think is a fair question. I think that it's definitely doable for me because, like I said, rehabbing the interior units wouldn't happen for some time, so that would give me time to finish this property, maybe even do my cash out refinancing, and then have the capital to be able to pay for the rehabbing of this property. I think the timing for the rehabbing would actually be perfect for me, but like I said before, like the challenge is in just finding the capital. So we'll see how that goes. One other thing I noticed about that property, it's got a detached garage and it's really clean, really well maintained. So I need to check on the zoning requirements to see if I could turn that into a dwelling unit. And what I would do is I would turn it into a studio. It's got, sort of the angled A-frame roof. I don't know that there's enough room to create a second floor, and I wouldn't build on top of it. I would just create a studio apartment if the zoning would allow it. Now that would, I think, be a game changer, because that would increase the value of this property significantly. So I think it's worth continuing to reach out to see if I can find some creative financing deals. So those are my thoughts on the property. Let me know what you thought. What did you think about the location, the condition, and what are your thoughts on whether or not I should do this? Thank you so much for spending your time with me. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.